As a piano player, you've surely come across chord symbols in jazz standard lead sheets. These chords are embedded with huge amounts of information, and trying to interpret the actual meaning of these chords could sometimes be a little overwhelming. The main objective of this course is to give you the most effective set of voicings for almost every single chord that you're going to find in any jazz standard lead sheet. Every voicing in this course is a rootless 4-note voicing in closed position, which you can play with only one hand. What are rootless voicings? Well, a rootless voicing, as the name implies, is a voicing in which the root of the chord is not present. For example, a C major 7 rootless voicing could just be the notes E, G, and B. There's going to be one exception in this course, the minor 7 flat 5 chord, which will always include the root and no tensions. This chord sounds best when the entire chord is played. Why are rootless voicings useful? As a piano player, you are in charge of providing the harmony, or even when playing alone. Rootless voicings allow you to play the essence of a chord while giving the bass player the freedom to create interesting bass lines without clashing with your notes. If you're playing alone, you can provide the bass line on your left hand and use rootless voicings on your right hand. Also, when played on the left hand, rootless voicings give you the ability to improvise on your right hand and still provide the harmonic progression, or create even more interesting chords by adding upper structures and/or short phrases on your right hand while comping. What are closed voicings? In a closed voicing, notes appear in order without gaps and are usually contained within the octave, which makes them easy to play with one hand. For example, a C major 7 is C, E, G, and B. If we played the notes in that order, or any inversions such as E, G, B, C, or G, B, C, E, without leaving any gaps, the voicing is said to be closed, and it will fit within one octave. On the other hand, if we play C, G, E, and B, then the voicing will expand across 2 octaves. These types of voicings are called open, and both hands are needed to play them. So why 4-note voicings? There are many reasons why you should learn and play 4-note voicings. Although 2-note and 3-note voicings are also effective, 4-note voicings provide a well-rounded, interesting, coherent harmonic context. They're not too ambiguous while still allowing the bass line to flow nicely, even when the bass player introduces inversions or reharmonizations. Also, 4-note voicings are very easy to understand and play since, as we're going to see later, they're just an evolution of a simple 7th chord. What are the prerequisites? The only thing you need to know to start is 4 7th chords, shown here using C as the root. C major 7, C minor 7, C7, and C minor 7 flat 5, building 4-note rootless voicings. The concept that we're going to use in this course is actually quite simple. You take a 7th chord and substitute the root with the 9th. And in the case of dominant chords, you'll also substitute the 5th with the 13th. That's it. When we use substitutions, we're going to consider the chord scale that best fits the chord's function. This is a vast topic, and we're not going to look at chord scale pairings in detail, but just know that the different substitutions are not random. They have a reason behind them. To make it easy, we're just going to use 2 progressions, a 2-5-1 to a major target and/or a 2-5-1 to a minor target. In the key of C major, 2-5-1 is just D minor 7, G7, and C major 7. For D minor 7, substitute the root D with the 9th E. For G7, substitute the root G with the 9th A. And also the 5th D with the 13th E. For C major 7, just substitute the root C with the 9th D. And in the key of A minor, 2-5-1 is B minor 7 flat 5, E7, and A minor 6. For B minor 7 flat 5, we're not going to substitute any notes, as we mentioned earlier. For E7, substitute the root E with the sharp ninth, F double sharp, also known as G. And the fifth with the flat 13th, B with C. And for minor targets, we substitute the root A with the ninth, B. It's worth noting that in this course, we're not going to study the minor 6 and minor major 7 variations of minor chords. By reducing these two variants, we're going to drastically reduce the amount of voicings and possibilities, thus making our goals that much more achievable. These are all the voicings that you're going to need. If you've never played these types of voicings before, you will find some of them to sound odd or even incorrect. You're going to need to get used to the sound of rootless voicings. As you continue to utilize these voicings, your brain will learn how to provide context. We're also going to explore later on how some inversions of these voicings are more applicable than others. Next, we're going to look at which inversions work best. All of them are worth knowing, but in this course, we're only going to concentrate on the most effective ones.